Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. A little bit of a different video today. I got 4 new cars in the mail today. The first one that I got, this one's just new to me, Atlas O, Pennsylvania boxcar, steel boxcar. This I was able to get on the OGR forum online. Picked it up used at a pretty good price. I'm working on adding some reefers and steam era boxcars to my layout, so I was able to grab this today, as well as the, where's that? There we go. Pennsylvania Railroad goes, Coal Goes to War GLA 3-pack from last year's catalog. So we're going to go ahead and open this guy up and get, want to get these weathered so they look the part. That is my goal here. Working on getting as many of my steam era rolling stock weathered, and then eventually getting some more of my steam engines weathered is my goal. So let's go ahead and pop this open and see what these guys look like, and then we will begin to add some realistic weathering to them. Here's the first car. Set this off to the side. Car number 2. And car number 3. Alright, so to get started here, we're going to go ahead and get started with this. This is just some dirt color. So we'll put that a couple drops into the air gun here. And fire away. I'm just going to try to get down low, get the trucks. This is just going to add our first layer to kind of dull up that bright red that this car came out with. Ooh, come back here, you. A nice light coat to get started. We're going to add that to all the other cars, and then we'll go to the next color. So all right, now we're going to come back over it. Since this is a cold car, we're going to add some grease, just some black color. It's a little diluted, so let's go ahead and add some of this. Try to simulate some coal dust. All right, so to finish this up with the air gun, we're going to come back with just some basic brown. Again, this is just a train color airbrush paint that I got on Amazon. And then we just dilute it in the air gun with just a couple drops of airbrush thinner. So we're just going to kind of go back over this again, just add another layer of a darker colored dirt, and then we'll come back over with some weathering powders. So you'll notice we're just adding that thicker layer of dirt there at the bottom. All right, and the last thing that I like to do is add some weathering powders. It gives a little bit more depth and contrast as well. So this is a coal car. We're going to add some black soot. So what I like to do, typically I like to have a newspaper down so I can scoop up some of the old or wasted powder, but we're not going to do that today. Just take a brush, it's dry, use the cap, and I'll just dip it in here. And I'm just going to streak downwards on the car. Just like that. And by doing this after it's been airbrushed, get a couple things that happen. First is when you spray it with the airbrush, the powder doesn't blow off. Secondly, the airbrush powders actually add a bit of a matte finish. Not the official matte that I'll put on clear coat, but it helps dull up the factory shine that's on the car. And what happens is it allows the dried particles of paint allow the powders to adhere a little bit better to the car. So you can see we're just going to streak down right at those kind of those ribs of the car. It's where you might see some dirt collect. And then we're going to come across the bottom here as well.
And then we're going to come across the bottom here as well. We'll come down here. Really just I was not a huge fan when I unpacked this. The color, the red of this car. For some reason I thought these ones were a little bit more darker maroon than they were. So we're going to make these guys really dirty. What I'll do, if I shut the can up here, is we're going to just come along in this area. We're just going to add some dust. Add some up here. Bring it down. Brush it off there. Now just add a little bit of dust. Then what we'll do is we'll come back with some darker brown as well. Just add maybe a little bit more if need be. We'll do the other side here as well. Maybe we can come back, we can touch up if you wanted to. Make it like a really used and abused car. We can add some rust spots with just some acrylic paint as well. Adds a kind of a neat effect. That can go really well. It can go really wrong. I've had it go both ways when weathering. So, we'll just have to wait and see. If I have a car that thought was okay, maybe I'll just do that just to give it another try. One thing that I've learned with weathering is, there's really no perfect way of going about and doing it. Every car looks different. And if you mess something up, you just add more dirt over top of it. And that kind of fixes your problem, which is kind of nice. So let's go ahead and finish this up, and then I'll spray it with some matte, and we'll show you the final product, and we'll get it behind the M1A.
All right, so I've gone over this with some brown as well, just kind of in some random spots. What I'm going to do now is the trucks. We want to make sure that they look a little bit more brown and used. So I'm going to take some traditional burnt umber acrylic paint. I just put a little in this Dixie cup here, and then I'm just going to add it to the trucks and kind of slide the car back and forth. So to do this, we're just going to take a clean brush. Just going sitting back here. Let's see if I can clean this guy up. So I'll take this, dab it down. What I'll do typically is I'll take the brush and just kind of get some of the excess paint off and maybe add some powders to it. And what I'm going to do is kind of hard to see with this lighting, but I'm going to hold it against the truck and then roll the car, and that'll paint the whole truck. And then we'll do the other one. So we'll do that to all the trucks and see where that leaves us. All right, so all done and clear coated. Here are the 3 cars from the Coal Goes to War 3-pack of GLA hoppers. This was in the 2018 Volume 1 catalog. So this weathering was done with some airbrushing, some powders, and then some acrylics as well. Kind of pan in here, you'll see some spots of some rust with some of the acrylics. Might come back over those again, add some more depth or some more detail there. The reason this car looks lighter is just because of my lighting. So overall, I think they came out pretty well. If we pan back, kind of look at that with the group of cars here, we've got some weathered reefers and then those coal hoppers, and as we come across, some unweathered reefers and then some lightly weathered hoppers and some more reefers. Obviously a mixed bag of cars here, but I think overall it came out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with them. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you like the channel, go ahead and subscribe. So thanks for stopping by.